Yeah, we should be recording right now. All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. We're the Akim out of El Paso, Texas, coming to you again with another lesson. Lord willing, this will be edified. And the title of this lesson today is a time of trouble. The Lord, Yahweh Shemi Shai, will slay the undesirables. And for you people, you're going to see who the undesirables are. Okay? So before we get started, we'll give all glory and honor to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bashem,
Hashem, Yahweh Shai,
Bashai, Bashem,
Hashem,
Rakakadash.
Rakadash.
Double honors to teachers, others, and apostles of great millstone. Likewise, brothers are therefore know this truth. Faithfully, fearlessly feeding the sheep and you brothers and sisters. And again, shalom.
Shalom.
So we're going to play a little clip here for the viewers here.
Do for food for your child. At the end of the day, you don't know what you're capable of. The psychological toll on the human psyche, that starvation, desperation, not be long-term events. And you have to realize in this scenario, you are on your own. So there's no help coming. People are capable of very heinous things. People have this incredible inability to take themselves out of the world that they exist in, where nobody's trying to kill you every moment of every day. And they try and build a plan of action for that world. When you're sitting there and you're looking at your 6-year-old daughter, your child's starving to death, what wouldn't you do for food for your child? At the end of the day, you don't know what you're capable of. The psychological toll on the human psyche, that starvation, desperation, not knowing whether you're going to live or die, is going to play on people. Most of our institutions that provide our trust and our foundation of life, they're going to be non-existent. From the Holodomor, from the Chinese famine, from Bosnia, from the Bengal famine, it'll be a biblical scale famine that's never been seen in world history.
Now, the key thing about that, when you look at that, notice that Edomite, these are the preppers, and this was one of the guys from the Canadian prepper. Lord willing, they allowed the usage of that footage right there. I am subscribed to them, and they bring out very interesting things in a worldly sense and on the survival or the things that come. But you notice in the end, he said biblical, proportion. Why is it that every time Esau, when they come up with these things, they say biblical proportion? Is because they know deep down that every judgment that comes on this earth is coming from the Lord Yahweh Shemi Shai. Now they don't know it to the volume or give him the credit that he deserves, because the wicked are in power. Amalek, who wants to be worshipers the Most High Yahweh Shemi Shai. But even their minions, their low-level Edomites, realize that there's a higher power greater than their leaders. When we go into the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, starting with verse 5, it says, "Behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their whole hurtful works are fulfilled." So this doesn't come, as any surprise to the hopefully elect. Okay, the man who are sighing and crying, and those who are in this truth sincerely, that the wicked of this earth, Amalek, the so-called Jewish conglomerates who control all the corporations, media, the food supplies, and all those things, and even decides when there's going to be a war, have hurt the earth. This is why even the underlings are referring to these plagues on the earth, such as the famine, the sword. Notice that he talked about how people are going to suddenly find out what they're really truly capable of, men, women, and children. Because we're going to a point of time in life here on this earth, we're there already at the cusp of it, where your everyday outgoing in and out is about to change. There's not going to be any schools, no hospital, no future jobs or anything like that. And we can go into chapters that talk about, all the jobs being evaporated out of Great Babylon, America, and whatever impacts this unholy empire is going to also impact the entire earth, because the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Okay, go ahead, Al.
This is Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And it reads, "And at that time shall Mayaka, which is Michael, stand up, the great prince which standeth for thy children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time And at that time, thy people shall be delivered, everyone that should be found written in the book, and that's the book of life. All right, the Holy Scrolls in book form, like it says in the book of Job, the 19th chapter. Okay, which further confirms why that dude, that Edomite, at the end of that video, at the end of that particular segment of that video said, mentioned biblical, because they understand that the measure of the measure of the times is the Bible, the Holy Bible, the Scriptures, man. Okay, on behalf of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, because in Isaiah 34:16 it says, "Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. None of these, not one of these shall fail." Now, not meaning not one of these end time prophecies shall fail. You see, and prophecy is predicated off the Holy Spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, that holy force. Okay, in this book, that is not at any other book out there, any other any other form of literature, okay, or writings, okay. And this is why everyone's trying to play prophet right now. That's why that brought out of the camp yesterday. There was a pastor that got shot in the head for trying to play prophet on the streets, because they're trying to emulate the prophets of Yasharallah, you know what I'm saying, on the highways and the hedges. Because Yahweh Shem Shai, that's another component of these end time prophecies, is fame, righteous fame, okay, which is another righteous perk only given to the nation of Israel. Okay. That's why in that movie, The Book of Eli with Denzel, there's only one Bible left, and they wanted to assassinate, Esau wanted to assassinate Denzel because of that. Because they want to use this book, okay? They know there's power behind this book. And this is why they added and removed from the scriptures, man. To try to proclaim to the world that they're the people of the Lord. Okay. Now spiritually, that's backfired on Esau, because now he's being further found out to be the devil. Okay. And all these end signs are leading up into his demise, the downfall of the devil, because the earth was given to the hands of the wicked. And this is why the earth is being visited with plagues by Yahweh by Shem Yashai. Pursuing the second Ezra 9th chapter, man, including famine, you know what I'm saying? Pestilences, okay, earthquakes in diverse places, like down in Iceland. It was reported on November 18th, a few days ago, there was 1,700 more earthquakes, okay, within a 24-hour time span, over 1,000 within a 24-hour time span, man. Okay, then there was another situation came out, speaking of that, where nearly 1 million chickens were slaughtered in Minnesota, and now another 1.2 million at Iowa farm, where bird flu was found. You see that? So this is part of Esau Edom's Hegelian dialectic, where he creates a problem to present a solution to sustain order. Okay, and that's further goes into the famine. How's it going to be food shortages out here? Okay, and what's further contributing to that? These bank closures, these bank foreclosures, anyway. Because what came out recently, you had this other insider, former military colonel by the name of Colonel Douglas McGregor. Okay, and he said that there's about to be a sudden closure of all major banks in the United States, which will last for up to 3 weeks. Now, we know that money is a defense, right? Now, how can you buy food or anything without money? This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 4 or verse 3. It says, "In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease," meaning workers, laborers, "because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened," because there's a lot of bankruptcies going on, a lot of these businesses going belly up, like Thomas, these furniture stores out here that I've seen driving, you know what I'm saying, including Thomasville. What's the other one? But there's like several furniture stores that's closing down here. Okay, including Thomasville.
You got
Furniture City's another one. And I can't think of the other one, but it's like 3 that I've seen. But see, that's another ensign that, hey, this national economy in America, Babylon the Great, is falling, because America is a consumer capitalistic corporation. It's not a producer. That's why these wars that are going on, including these proxy wars, are affecting the global GDP. Okay, and that's no exception to America, because America is well over $33 trillion in debt, because it's not a producing so-called country. It's a consumer. You see that? But how can one consume without money? Because the petrodollar is further depreciating, okay, by design. You see, Ecclesiastes 12:4 says, "And the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low." Okay, entertainment as well. You see that? That's why Rihanna and Slim Thug were complaining about how people they couldn't perform because people were refusing to drink the dragon juice. Okay, case in point. So all hell is breaking loose, man, in these last days because the devil is ruling right now. Like I said in Revelation 11 and 18, woe be unto thee who um, destroys the earth, roughly paraphrasing. Okay, if you got it out.
Yeah, and that's what you see there. Act like you have when you think of famine. Okay, well, you think of like you know who is the face of famine. It's always going to be people that have the dark complexion. You have what they call Africans right now for the continent of Africa. So you got people right now here. They hearing the trumpet blown from the true man of the Lord that's raised up to give the warning out there to all the nations about what is about to come, the judgments. Okay, and also to our people, the 2/3, the rebellious of Yasharala, you know, and comfort the elect, the hopefully elect of the fact that the Lord is going to see through all of this. These people hear this and they believe it cannot come here, the great Babylon, America. Yet still, you have many scriptures and many verses that are dedicated, okay, on the destruction of great Babylon, America, which is going to come by the sword, the famine, okay, the beast of the field that's gonna be released, which we know of Esau's experiments with splicing, the DNA of a lot of these animals, creating these exotic animals, okay, and also the pestilence because this man is a mad scientist, man, okay, he's a mad physician of no value, and you mentioned earlier about many of these so-called Christians. Um, evangelists going out in the streets and get them put to death. Well, and they also are being mentioned as a threat to the ways of Great Babylon America. Especially the ones that actually may speak against, the alphabet, the alphabet crew, which a lot of them they try to, other than the man of the Lord, the true man of the Lord of Yahweh Shemashai, who we don't hold back and tell you sodomy, okay, it's punishable by death from the Lord Yahweh
Mm.
Shemashai, and that's mainly for the Hebrew Israelites, that's so-called Black Americans and Latinos. So our people shouldn't be engaged in that. Let these Edomites do what they're gonna do. They have no salvation, so they should live it up.
Time,
But they don't want correction because misery needs company. So
time. That's right.
they need you to indulge in that with them because us being selfish tribe, they would like for you to fall like them. And we're telling you, there is no benefit in following the ways of these Edomites. I won't even
Time.
mention these other worthless dog nations, these talentless crap. Okay? Because all they're going to be preserved for, if they are preserved, is for slavery to serve us. And they will enjoy doing it too. They're going to love it. That's the thing about it. They don't even know that. Okay? So a lot of you people alive today, you're going to be born into slavery the same way we were, and you'll accept the condition of slavery. It will be just normal to you. There'll be no more of this Edomite empire that you see going on right now. So there is a great time of trouble that the Lord said that he will use to slay what? The undesirables. And who are the undesirables? All you nations are undesirable, but in particular, 2/3 of our people, you're also embedded with that. Let's go into 2nd Ezra 15 and move off a little bit here. And it says, woe, this is verse 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell in it. See, what does it say? Woe to the world and them that dwell in it. All of you are subjected to this time of trouble. And it says, for the sword and their destruction draw it nigh, and one people should stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand. So this is not going to be a friendly, let's get along, let's work it out type of situation. Okay? This is going to be a situation that you people are not conditioned to. We brought out a lesson earlier that talk about what? Now, having a faint heart is not recommended. You men are not girding yourself up. You are not prepared, okay, for what is about to go and take place. You people really have no clue. You're so soft and so content, okay, in being under oppression, but you haven't seen nothing yet. That's just only oppression, okay, that's coming from like the likes of these people here. When you look at this here, what do you see here? You see the law, okay? Esau is using the law. This is going to be your everyday people that are going to be having rivalry against people for what? Food, okay? And it says, for because of their pride, it says, for there should be seditions amongst men, invading one another, and they should not regard their kings nor princes, and the cause of their actions shall stand in power. We advise you, Jakes, all the time, who are law enforcement like that, cash in your retirement right now while you can, and turn to Yahweh Shimi Shai. What do you think? Do you think people are going to stop for you when a nigga or a spick pull up in their patrol car and think you can do law enforcement? Absolutely not. Judgment begins at the house of Yasharala, Israel. Us so-called blacks and Americans and Latinos. So you are going to get judged, whether you're in uniform or not. And for those of you right now, they managed to send you over there to go fight in that Hamas kike fucking war. Guess what? You're not coming back. Okay? The Lord sent you over there to go do what? Get your damn judgment. And it says a man shall desire to go in the city and shall not be able to, for because of their pride, the city should be troubled, and the house should be destroyed, and men should be afraid. You women are gonna see some shit from the men that you see standing in front of you, who don't have this covering of the Lord, who don't understand what is going on. That's why it says what it says. Wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of the times. What's that wisdom? We know that this is supposed to happen, but we have been assured that not a damn thing is going to fall on us. We will see 1,000 die on the left or 10,000 die on the right, but then we should be followed. All the worst case scenario for the hopefully elect is going to be what? Hopefully elect is that we smell your stinking carcass. Either it's burned, or the dogs and the crows, or the vultures and the buzzards are eating its flesh, eating your flesh. That's it. That's all. That's the worst right there. But you people are going to be like savages, and what you see here is going to be a joke in comparison to what's going to happen. You Edomites are going to understand. You see, you thought it was great to laugh at us being bitten by dogs and having your henchmen in uniform come after us and savagely beat us down and shoot us in the street like for nothing. But how is that going to be when that now happening to you? And a man shall have no pity on his neighbor, but to destroy the house with the sword and spoil the goods because of the lack of bread and great tribulation. You're looking forward to that. Okay, go ahead, Al.
Now, this is Second Ezra, chapter 6, verse 20. And it reads, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I shew these tokens. The books shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall be and they shall see altogether. Jump down to verse 22 says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. You see, because these for one, okay, it takes oil for these truck drivers and such and logistics drivers to deliver these goods and services to these supermarkets that we rely on for our livability's sake, man. Because to deliver these necessities to us, i.e., food, water, medical supplies, and so forth. Now, there's OPEC, okay, which is a foreign entity of about 13 different countries, including Iran, Saudi Arabia, and United Arab Emirates, is talking about cutting the oil supply more due to the whole Hamas situation. Because that situation, that Hamas-Israeli situation, okay, is going into further uncovering the secret parts of Esau Edom's tyranny, corruption, lasciviousness, and covetousness regarding his Edomite hegemony and his global quest to regulate the human experience, okay, which is a theme of the World Economic Forum, to regulate everyone through the mark of the beast, ultimately. So this is all orchestrated chaos, okay, where they can justify shutting down this current monetary system and transition over to a totalitarian technocracy okay, where everyone is controlled through digital currency, okay, through this technocracy, man. All right. So um, these ensigns of hyperinflation and shortage of food and water and so forth, like what's going on down in Hamas when they cut off the food and water and electricity to them Ishmaelites over there, is another ensign or more ensigns that's what's coming to America. You see, and to where people are going to eventually going to be fighting for food and whatnot. All right, that's what it says here in Second Ezra 6:24. And at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. All right. So these people are going to be in a frenzy-like state of mind. Okay, like it says in St. Luke, the 21st chapter, they're going to be the stress of nations. And we're seeing ensigns of this through protestings, like down there in Spain, they got a anti-socialist protest of 18 to 80,000 people, if not more than that by now. Okay, more than 80,000 at this point now. Okay, because it's going to be a global unrest that's going to intensify. Okay, due to the to this Esau Edom, all right, compromising the livelihoods of people through their finances. And that's why it's not a coincidence that this guy, this former colonel, Douglas McGregor, has said big banks are set to are about to collapse, and the 2024 election will be canceled. You see, because there's an amendment. I think it's like the 18th Amendment or something like that, where when martial law happens, they can just do what they could suspend the election. So it's a very great possibility that there might not be no goddamn election, man. And then that's gonna further aid into the civil war that's gonna happen. Okay, that's prophesied in the scriptures because all these MAGA Trump supporters want Nero Caesar to get back into power, but there's a great possibility that he may not due to the events that's unfolding, and that's gonna further lead into martial law. You see, it's all order out of chaos. Then more people are going to be destroyed. Okay, because because like my man Heath Ledger, you know what I'm saying, that played Joker in the Batman movie, said he said something along the lines of these people are only as civilized. He said something along the lines of these people are only as civilized as their options or something like that. And this is why John Rambo in that remake in 2008 said he said when you're pushed, killing is as easy as breathing. See, so these people already don't have any morality and integrity, and we see ensigns that we see ensigns of this every single week at the altar, week in and week out. People driving by in metal coffins, like we're not even standing out there, because they still have their food, they still have their water, they still have their electricity, their gas, they have the necessities. That's why in Second Ezra it speaks about the victuals being thought to be cheap, roughly paraphrasing. Because down here in Texas, especially where we're at right down here, the gas prices is now under $3. People in California would kill for that. You see that? So everything is in place for the collapse of the society, for people to go to war over what they take for granted right now. You got it out. I mean, you sent a brother a message.
Okay, I got it.
Okay,
All right, I got it. Sorry. Yeah, I had the mic off. This is second Ezra 16 and Psalm verse 19 says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish, ascend as a scourge for amendment. But for all these things, they shall not return from their wickedness, nor be always mindful for the scourges. We had that experience yesterday with that scoffer that came. He thought it was just a joke. Your friendly Negro standing up on the corner here in El Paso, Texas, entertaining him, and finally decided, after a sip of booze, to come up there intoxicated, to come up there to be entertained. Okay, not understanding, you're offending those that Yahweh Shemi Shai has sent. Of course, we're built to deal with you because we understand how simple and weak you people are, mentally and physically, but you're not even prepared for even a day or two of hardship. You know, I had to at least 10 years on this guy. He's standing up there with his pot belly and straight legs. Here he is, laughing hardly. What is there to laugh about, boy? What is there to
Con,
laugh about?
con.
You're a fucking spick, as you say, which you probably might not even be, but you're a spick. What is there to laugh about? You are subject to the sword. It says, behold, it says, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine. Why famine even came first? It said, perish of famine, and the other that escaped of hunger shall the sword destroy. Even if you have food, people are coming after you for that food. These people have all kinds of health problems, bad back. They can walk a couple of miles, okay, when there's no gas station to get the gas or no vehicles running, walk a couple of miles with their life on their back, which is what? In the military they call it rocking, where you would have, your little poncho, your little rucksack with your basically your life in there, water and everything. These people don't even have the basic of skills. And the video that we use to open up, I'll put the link in the description to go and see what this man was talking about, because part of that making that plain on table is not only description, but we can use example for you people whose head is still in the world and not capable of understanding what we're saying. You will hear it in the most simplest term from people who are sitting down. Basically, the man that you saw in the beginning part of that video, he said that these preppers are wasting their doggone time. That's basically what he deduced it to. So the Canadian prepper, the guy who actually run the channel, said that he was guilty of a whole lot of things, because he revealed to a lot of people the things that he's doing. And it's like, yeah, this guy was saying that the people that you are going to be having to be in fear of the most is going to be the people that the ones you sit down casually and say, oh, I have extra bread and I've been stocking up, I've been preparing for this. And a lot of people, they hardly like to talk about that because they like to tell people, you know, their status in life or how much they have. This is why you see this is why you see a lot of people drive around in very expensive cars, and they got to play their music so you can know I have a $10,000 stereo system in my vehicle, you know, constantly eating out and all that stuff, and stuff, because it's a way to exalt them, self-exaltation, not understanding that part of being, wise is to have, but appear not to have, to know, but appear not to know. Okay, I think it was a brother Amaron that was going to go. The most dangerous person around you is going to be that person that uses subtlety. That's why Esau is so dangerous. He uses subtlety. He knows that's the reason why he comes with subtlety versus violence first. Why? Because it's better to get your enemy to join you and join you, okay, or who you're looking to take down to join you and take them down without them even knowing it, than to just go aggressively at them. A snake and most predators, they do what is called ambush killing. Ambush killing works so better because a snake wants to get a mouse, but believe it or not, a mouse can kill a cobra. Okay, one bite to that cobra, and that mouse can kill that cobra, and a cobra knows that. So guess what they do? They use subtlety, sneak up, ambush attacks. Okay, so you have, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and others shall escape of hunger. The sword shall destroy, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the city should be cast down. Think about that. I mean, I look for a photo to show that, because Jake, you've got to use your doggone head and imagine. What did it say here? The earth should be wasted and the cities cast down. If you try to escape up in a building that's still standing, the structural integrity of that building may actually be down. Okay, you might not be able to go on the elevator. Okay, there's no one maintaining anything. Okay, and your body castle is down, meaning what? Sanitation services non-existent. So that's going to create what? Diseases. Okay, animals are going to try to get to eat the dead because that's all they have to eat, which means what? You're a threat to them, so they're going to come and attack you. Okay, yes, you know what I'm saying? They're going to come and attack you. Creatures that normally wouldn't come into your house. I remember when we were out in the field a lot of time when we were doing our training, man, you get rattlesnakes and all kinds of shit around you. You get a hole in the ground and snakes coming up. And I remember the last time, this was like 2017, you know, we had so many people complaining about how much snakes they had to take out of the doggone tent and stuff, man. This is vipers. Okay. And this is in areas where they usually try to avoid where there's a lot of foot traffic. Imagine when grasses are growing up, nobody's lawn mowing anything, nobody's doing anything like that. You got scorpions and all kinds of creatures now taking up. And they show that during the time to close down, where a lot of these like fox and animals that normally would hide in the bushes away from people in these national parks, they start coming out and they start producing, because their biggest threat to them is us. Now imagine when dead bodies around, the animals are eating the dead bodies. They see you coming around like that, you're a threat. They're gonna come and attack. They're gonna attack your ass. Okay, animals are gonna mate indiscriminately. So these dogs eventually gonna turn to wild dogs, and dogs they mature like in a matter of going a year or two. This is not gonna happen over 1 or 2 year period. No, the Lord is gonna drag this the hell out, man. Okay, that's why we have to endure it to the end. Jacob's trouble ain't gonna be no doggone 2-3 weeks thing. And these plagues are not going to be. These plagues have started a long time. In fact, these plagues have started a long time ago. It just haven't hit Great Babylon yet. So if the Lord has been plaguing all these other empires, okay, with war and famine, because the Hamites had us in slavery, and they got in plague, you wouldn't even recognize who the doggone ancient Egyptians are right now, because that's these pot belly motherfuckers, man. Okay, I had that pictures up in the beginning. Okay, that's them. Okay, nobody would even recognize that. So the Lord has been dealing out justice in the form of the sword, those civil wars, or what they call, like, you have places like Sierra Leone where they call them warlords going around just indiscriminately killing, murdering. They even had the greatest sword itself, Esau, going around and taking whatever little resources you had in your nation through the sword. Either the CIA would turn around and set up, internal warlords to go and turn around and terrorize the people, okay, or they themselves would just go in there and go do it. So that's a judgment the Lord is bringing on all these empires that has had his chosen people, okay, under bondage. Okay, nobody got away. And right now, the last to be dealt with, the Edomites, Amalek, okay, we're in the revived Roman Empire. How much more so he's gonna do that? Do you think he's gonna, if he's making Africa, the continent of Africa and those nations suffer for the last 50, 100 years, okay? When clearly there's the ability to actually feed all these people and stop the warfare, how much more so you think it's gonna happen here in Great Babylon, America? No, it's gonna go on for a while. It's gonna go on for a while. Okay? Now we all hope, by the time we get to the Jacob's trouble, everything like that, that some of us are still young man or middle age or older man still alive. But everything goes in the Lord's time. So this America coming down is going to be a time-consuming thing that the Lord is going to make sure he punish these people, man. Punish. 400 years of slavery for us is 400 years. None of us can live that long. But that's like a couple of hours to the Lord Yahweh Shemi Ashai. That's a couple of hours. That's a day. That's a couple of hours to him. The Mashiach is coming back 2 days later to him. It's over 2,000 years to us. Okay. Just like how we walk and we see a fly mature in a matter of like what, 2 weeks, and they're dead. We don't care. All we see is a nuisance. Why? Because that's just 2 weeks to us. But that's a lifetime for a lot of these creatures that have a very short span. They've done a whole lifelong of things and suffering and looking around for food and scourging and fighting amongst each other. You see what I'm saying?
Gone.
They have the same conflict too. And two lands, they're going to go against each other. To us, it look like whatever. But that's a big deal to the hands. Okay? That's a big deal to them. So these people are underestimating, that the Lord doesn't see you as desirable. There's a particular set of people that he sees as desirable, that he's raising up. So he's going to give the rest of these doggone nations. Hell, man.
Yeah, I got a couple of precepts back
Go ahead.
to land back on what you were saying. The first one is in Second Esdras. This is Second Esdras chapter 9, verse 22 says, "Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept in my plant. For with great labor have I made it perfect." And that great labor is through this word, man. We're looking for our rest. Okay, and that's the will of Yahweh by Shemeshai, man, by prophesying the good tidings for Israel. Okay, to adhere to the righteous instruction of his word. Okay, to do the things that are pleasing to the sight of, within the sight of Yahweh by Shemeshai, to be deemed worthy enough to be spared from these plagues, including famine, and so forth. Because this is a terrible thing to starve to death, like it says in Lamentations, the 4th chapter. Okay, and this is why the world is being visited through these plagues, like it says in Genesis 6:3. And the Lord Yahweh said, "My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh. Yet his days shall be 120 years." So he limited the time, the time span. You had the oldest man, which I believe is Methuselah, who lived well over 900 years old. You see, so the people that think they're old now, they're puppies, man, compared to the age of men that lived back then. Because the men are so wicked, the mankind is so wicked that the Heavenly Father has reduced the lifespan of people, man. Okay, because it repented him to have created man. Okay, like he was telling Moses, okay, I'll destroy them, the Israelites, and use you to continue my grace. Roughly paraphrasing, like he told I believe it was either Moses or Abraham, I can create a nation from the stones. So people are insignificant, collectively speaking. This is why the multitude is going to perish, because they serve no purpose, man. They're just a waste of fucking space, man. Oh, see, they have no morality. Why is that? Because they have no morality. They have no integrity. You see what I'm saying? They live to please their flesh. And Yahushua died, okay, to show us how vain the flesh is. It's for the confirms these people that claim to believe that they love the Lord are full of shit, like that guy that came up to the camp. Because it's all about lip service with these people. Like it says in St. Matthew, the 15th chapter, and Isaiah, the 29th chapter, how these people worship me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. Is this why the Lord's not going to feed these people when all hell breaks loose? Because they have not been feeding and nourishing their spirits with the word of the Lord, Yahweh by Shemeshai, the word of life. That's why in Isaiah 65 it says how the Lord, the servants of Yahweh by Shemeshai, are gonna eat while these people shall starve. The servants of Yahweh Shemeshai are going to drink while these people are going to thirst. You see? Wandering around in a dry place, the valley of dry bones, which is America, Babylon the Great, with no food and water is a nightmare. Because people in America, okay, for that very experience. You see what I'm saying? That's why these people that are doomsday, call themselves doomsday prepping and whatnot, are going to gather these resources for the righteous. This is why in 2nd Esdras 16 and 42 it says, "He that occupieth merchandise as he that had no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein. He that soweth as if he should not reap, so also he that planted the vineyard as he that shall not gather the grapes." Verse 45, "And therefore they that labor in vain." Why is that? You including doomsday preppers, you gathering all these resources and whatnot, stockpiles of goods and services, just to be put to death and have those goods and services you've been stockpiling for so long to the righteous, because you're taking things into your own hands, okay, with no faith in the Lord, Yahweh Shemeshai. Not to say that having bug out badge is unrighteous, but it's not something to entrust in. Okay,
Well,
because
you know what it is, huh?
gone.
You know what it is, huh? Not only they have it now, but they are actually, it's part of their gospel. That's the reason why you have these. Canadian Prepper has 1.6 or 7 million subscribers. The Men of the Lord, I think the highest subscribing count right now, I believe, is I think 20,000. I think that was the elder brother Maccabees.
Elder Malcolm Khan.
Yeah. For the most part, most of us have like under 1,000.
Khan.
These will have in the millions, because that the gospel of most of these people, the gospel of these people is really what somebody can come on and say, especially if that person happens to be a so-called white man, okay? That's coming on and telling you, well, I was a former Navy SEAL, so this is what I'm telling you how to survive and all the other stuff and all this other bullshit and all that stuff. I was former military, you know, do this stuff. So that lack of faith is putting them into, watching these. Now we watch it mainly for the fact of they have some description that can be used as far as part of the edification. But the scripture makes it very clean, very plain, exactly how this is going to be.
That's
But
right. That's right.
yeah,
Second Ezra 16 and 46. For strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses, and take their children captives. For in captivity and famine shall they get children. So they can take them hostages, man. You know, if they know that if you see people out here scoping like hawks
yes,
just to see who they perceive to be balling, who they perceive to be more fortunate than they are, so they know who to target when all hell breaks loose. You know what I'm saying? That's why you fools out here, you know what I'm saying, rolling by. We see about it. We see it. Fred examples of altar, you know what I'm saying, every week. You have a foolish Jake roll by, bumping his loud ass music. You see what I'm saying, attracting mad attention. All right. You're in your low riders and all that shit. When all hell breaks loose, you're gonna be targets, man. And they're gonna ransack your homes. And if you got, and they're gonna ravish your women, every female in the home, take your children hostages as captives, as this props right here, okay, just to
to
get
sell
you to
them.
comply and put you
They
to
can be
death.
selling them.
End
They
up
can be selling
and
these
end up
kids.
putting
They
you
can
to
be selling
death.
these kids for sex. They can be selling these kids for food.
Gone.
Because you're gonna have a lot of these perverted, especially these Edomites and Jakes down too, in this too. Like they're guilty of it. They'll give you a loaf of bread, or some flour, for your little 3-year-old girl or a little 3-year-old boy. Okay, they can be doing that stuff, and in some cases, we know these Edomites they can be trading bread and to get your little kids to eat them.
Gone.
Okay, because kids bodies are not mature and old, so the meat is going to be a little bit more tender, like tender. And people, they don't want to think of things like that. Oh, that's sick. That's bad. No, that's real life.
Gone. That's the
You
reality.
better prepare your doggone mind for it, man.
Gone.
Go look at Gaza right now, where these people are coming around and saying over there right now. Whether Amalek them is putting on a stage show or not, people are being impacted for real. People got impacted during the lockdowns for real. Companies went out of business. People went out of job. People lost everything. And we have the video and the footage of Trump being told that this is a simulation. Well, that simulation costing people their livelihood and their lives, man. You playing with people's lives. So if these wicked ass people can do that type of stuff, how much more so when the Lord is telling you these are the judgment? He's using these wicked men to bring these doggone judgments on, these engineered famine, okay, pestilence and all these other things. Oh, but keep thinking, oh, there's goodness in people's heart. See, I have a hard time thinking there's actually any good person, there's a good person at all. We're in that time right now, everybody and anybody could be a potential, enemy
That's right.
or slay you or stab you in the back when that time comes. When that time comes. So how much more so these people out here, talking about, well, I got a basement full of food and all this other crap, and you thumping your music, people follow you at home. You must be things must be going good for you.
That's right.
They just threw a party the other night till 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, almost 4 o'clock in the morning around here. Still not married. That right there is going to cost you your life.
Gone.
You're attracting attention. And see, Jake them is stupid. They're going to see other people catching hell, and well, you know what they're going to do? they're gonna throw parties and stuff like that. Oh, hey brother, we got a lot of food over here. Don't worry about it. Come on over. Well, you don't know the person. They're gonna come over there. They can scope you. They can scope out your shit. See if you armed and all the other stuff. Test your spirit to see if you're the type that's gonna hesitate to put their ass down.
John.
So we know a lot of time when people come up to the camp, they come up there to really kind of like size you up. That motherfucker yesterday, he was probably sizing us up, and he realized real quick, we too big for you, motherfucker. We too big for
John.
you, boy.
Kind of like that saying. That saying goes, your arms are too high. Your arms are too short to box with God. You
Yeah,
know, and it's really the Most High God, Yahweh. When you people come against us, you're not coming against us. Like
you're
it says
not.
in Acts the 3rd chapter and 1 Thessalonians the 4th chapter, you're coming against Yahweh by Shem Shai. You see, that's
Yeah,
why in Ezekiel the 33rd chapter says they shall know that the prophet was amongst them.
yeah.
Because Yahweh Shem Shai communicates through his prophets. And in order to be a prophet, in order to be considered a prophet, you have to be a Hebrew Israelite from the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, like it says in Acts
That's
3
the
and
only way you
25.
will notice.
Con,
That and that would be the only way you would. That would be the only way you notice. Your bloodline would have to go through there, and then on part of that, you would have to have been the elect, not be spewed out continuously, continue on in the work. Which the Lord is not going to spew you out if you're hot in righteousness, doing the work, not deceitfully. Okay, you're not sugarcoating it. You're giving it out exactly the way He would give it out. He didn't give a crap with your damn feelings. That's why the punk I asked yesterday was like, "Oh, brothers and love and love. We're not gonna get love by you damn specs, man. Are you serious? Look at the 12 tribe chart. It says Judah, Benjamin, Levi, and then all the rest go. When you go look down at the end of it, it says Issachar. If you really want to get crazy with it, but you
and
are
see,
you are you are Hebrew Israelite.
yeah, and see, that's the thing too, because I remember like in certain cases, Issachar be like, I've seen it in certain camp videos where they'll be like, oh, why is Issachar last? Well, technically, Reuben is supposed to be the first on the chart because Reuben was
Yeah,
Jacob's firstborn. But just so happens that that's just how the chart was constructed. And Judah Judah is the lawgiver in Revelation 5th chapter, and that's why Yahushai comes from that lineage. He's from the tribe of Judah in Hebrews the 7th chapter. So everything happens for a reason. And I want to land back on what you said about how Jake is sottish, you know, riddled of folly, where they would be celebrating in time of trouble. Like it reminds me of that movie, um, The Last Purge. The Last Purge, it came out in 2018, where there was a bug out nigga, a bug out Jake named Skeletor, and he just wanted to kill. You know what I'm saying? He was just bugged out. He had no hope, and there's a lot of 2/3. And the spirits of vengeance out here. Anyway, so he came across a purge party. Now, mind you, the purge is about basically is a national killing day. You know what I'm saying? So in the midst of that death, Jake had the audacity to throw a purge party. When they were having this purge party, Skeletor found an opportunity to just start putting them to death. Because these are the spirit of vengeance. And this is how you people are going to be. That's going to happen in real life, man. You're going to have Jake,
yeah,
looking to quell their misery. You know what I'm saying? By getting, having get-togethers and gatherings, and people that these spirits of vengeance going to be looking to shed blood, man, just so they can just out of
yeah.
just out of
That's why the
spite.
Lord said it's going to come as a whirlwind. Yeah,
Say it
come.
again.
You're gonna have other Jakes. You're gonna have these other tribes, and you know, I think they underestimate just how wicked people can be.
Time.
Just how wicked it is. You might be in a particular section of this nation where the hardship is not at the level as it is in that other town. So the people from the other town are coming here to where their experience is so hard that your level of hardship is nothing in comparison to theirs. And they're not going to hesitate. They already got to that level where they're not even hesitating to put you down. They ain't be begging you for your food or your stuff. So these people, by the time they figure out that they're going to have to turn around and defend their household and stuff like that, the terror is going to be overwhelming on them. Overwhelming. Out of shape, you know. Suddenly now these women, they want to get an order, or, oh gee, what are you going to do? Well, wait a minute, you've been running over this doggone this punk the entire time. So now you expect him to be a man up and save your fat, oversized, you know, muffin top ass.
Gluttonous ass.
You morbidly obese. I could go on there. We can go into these. Let me see if I can find a picture of these doggone Eve that look like Precious. You know Precious from the movie Precious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their name
I
is
mean,
Gabrielle.
y'all don't
Like
stand
that.
a chance. These type of women do not stand a chance in hell for a man to go to the way for you. Like we discussed that they don't have any respect for the so-called black man, and they certainly don't have any respect for themselves. So they get all fat, and it's like take it as you see it. And this is the attitude of these nigga bitches. Now, this is going to work against you because at the time comes as women are getting put down, and I'm talking about these carnal men that are out there that are doing horrible things. They're not going to be, looking to have Precious. Certainly not the man of the Lord is looking. The Lord is not going to send Precious looking motherfuckers. Okay, and go. This is part of this is part of this this is what I need you to bring true. Now, it isn't to say that some couldn't be part of the elect. It's not to say that, but the Lord knows the desires of His men, and sure as hell ain't no damn fucking Precious. Okay, now take a look at this. Who the hell? What righteous man in the hell want to be next to something like this? Look at this shit. And I ain't shaming, but if you can't take the truth, then you shouldn't be this. You shouldn't look like this. But this is the typical nigga looking bitch. They eat everything in doggone sight, all the abominable food and all that stuff. And this is why they look like this. This is in the scripture that talks about your curse of the bald head, and you have burnt. You be burning instead of beauty. You'll be burning. This is burning, man. Okay, and this is what the majority of the so-called black woman looks like. It's going to be easy to just look and go, what the fuck is that? When all the famine and stuff coming out, how the hell you can feed something like this? Huh? And I'm just using this as an example because this is what you see. Instead of focus on being an in order woman, these women are focusing on trying to look. See right here, she has a bald head, the real actress, this woman, and this is a mop on her friggin' head. And I seen her in scenes where she act like a nigga bitch. Look at this. Look at this shit.
I think she's with she dated or she married an Edomite.
Like this.
Yeah, she ended up marrying an Edomite, I believe.
All the more for the Lord to put her ass down. All the more for the Lord to put her ass down. That's it right there. So how easy is it going to be? These carnal men out there to put something like that down, okay? And sure as hell, the men of the Lord who maintain our hell to the best that we can. You can be praying to Yahweh Shemi Shai. You don't want to see that crap coming to your doggone door. That's easy. That's an automatic no. Get the fuck out of here, man. And there's nothing these doggone women can do about it because they are going to be the victim. You little good for nothing, no manners children that you don't teach no respect. They're just like you to disrespect the man in the house. And these men, because of how the society works, bow down to the cat, the dog, the woman, the kids. And these women are so sottish, they don't even understand what you've created. What was meant to be a lion is now a pussy cat. So you think he's going to stand up for you when the time comes? A lot of these men are actually going to hate your ass. They hate your ass secretly. Your husband and your boyfriend, they hate you secretly. And when the time comes and they realize that the laws are suspended, they can do what the hell they want to do. They can be putting their own family to damn death.
I got a precept.
They didn't want the kids to begin with. They're a burden on them, and they didn't want a woman to begin with. She's a burden, a liability.
Got a precept.
This is part of what the second Esdras is talking about, where these people are going to turn on each other, man. And that's going to be beginning in the household. This is not even beginning with the people around you, the neighbors around you like that, who always had the evil eye for your ass to begin with. Now, what did the Lord say here? I got this is my final one here. Second, Zechariah 13, 7 verse 8, it says, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, said the Lord Yahweh Shemeshai, 2 parts therein should be cut off and die, but the 3rd part should be left therein. And I will bring the 3rd part to the fire. We're going to see a lot of this stuff. Feel it. We're gonna feel the heat, but not get burned. And we'll refine them as silver is refined, and we'll try them as gold is tried. So yes, yeah, we can give all going on to Yahweh Shemeshai right now. We got food to eat, roof over our head. Ain't nobody run after us right now, but he can put us through some help. Because if the Mashiach, if the Lord, it's capital Lord, so this is the Most High talking about this. If he's going to put his son through that to the point, Amalek, put him through that in flesh form to the point where he says, why, Father, why have thou forsaken me? How much more so us? Then he said, this is my beloved son, in whom I'm well pleased. I have never heard my father, my earthly nigger father, said that he was pleased with me ever in my life. So the Mashiach has done great things that the Lord was pleased with him. Our fathers don't tell us that they're pleased with us. So what kind of love do you think what kind of love you think your father have for you? I know mine would sell me out in an instant. In an instant. He's proven that from when I was a child. And it says, and the 3rd I will bring to the fire and refine them and will try them as gold. They shall call on my name, which is Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You need to know that. And I will hear them and I will say, it's my people. And they shall say, the Lord Yahweh Shemeshai is my power. That's the importance of the right ministry being preached out there, the right man preaching it, and those who are deemed to be saved is going to hear it and understand it. You're going to have to. And that's why we drill it in your head. That's why we open up these lessons with it and we close them out with it. You have to understand that is your salvation right there. He made it very clear. He's going to kill 2/3, 66% of the undesirable in the time of trouble and bring the 1/3 true. You have anything close now?
Yeah, I got a few. This is St. Matthew chapter 24, verse 19. It says, and woe unto them that are with child and to them that give suck in those days. So you wicked women that are not of the elect, okay, you're gonna be in position of death, okay, including the effects of death from one of the top plagues, and that's famine. Cannibalism is going to be prevalent, you know, like in the time of King Solomon, where them 2 women, where that woman, well, no, what was it? That account where they were discussing whose child they were going to eat first. Okay, You see, so that's going to happen in this time. This is St. Matthew 24 and 20. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world this time to this time, no, nor never shall be. Because we're approaching Jacob's trouble, like it says in Jeremiah 30:7, man. Okay, a time of great lamentations, mournings, and woe. Okay, and it's why it says in Lamentations 4:9, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field. So if you're not seeking the true fruits of the spirit, you're not going to have actual fruits as in food. So this is Proverbs 20:13. Love not sleep, lest thou come to poverty. Open thine eyes, and thou shalt be satisfied with bread. And that's in the spiritual sense. Okay, first and foremost, only bread that matters. And that's his word. Hence why in St. Matthew 4 chapter, Yahushua said, man cannot live by bread alone. Okay? That's why he fasted for 40. That's why his fast for 40 days was a perfect example of that. Okay, which lines up with Hebrews 2 and 14, why he died in the first place, to show us that the cause of our transgressions was because of this flesh, these chains of darkness that belong to Shaitan in the spiritual warfare. You see? So all you people that are gluttonous spirit, that are suffering by way of that gluttonous demon, okay, that are not of the elect, you're going to be in dire straits, okay, and the brink of this this up and coming economic collapse, and Yahweh Shemeshai is not going to spare you, okay, and especially women, man, okay, because you're joint heirs to Esau, Edom's rulership. So a lot of the majority of 2/3, further confirming that the majority of 2/3 are you women, you haughty daughters of Zion. As you see here in the scripture on the screen, Isaiah 32:11. Trim ye women that are at ease, be trouble you careless ones, strip you and make you bear and gird sackcloth upon your loins. Be humble yourselves, that is. And if you don't, you're gonna be destroyed. You and your households, man. You see? And this is warnings that we've been used by Yahweh Shemeshah to give our people. Okay. Okay. And how to escape the destruction that's coming. Okay. In this time of trouble, which is Jacob's trouble, where the undesirables will be weeded out. The 2/3, okay, they'll burn that lake of fire, especially those who takes that ship, that mark of the beast. Okay, that's all I had.
All right. So the title of the lesson today was "A Time of Trouble, the Lord Yahweh Shemashah will slay the undesirables," and we've made it very clear who the undesirables are. We'll continue to go on in other lessons, talking about the mark of the beast, which is the MOTB, abbreviated. Okay, and the judgment that comes along with associating yourself, okay, with the God of this earth, the current God of this earth, which is Esau the Edomite, the so-called white man right now, who's about to implement that. Okay, but again, he's being controlled by Yahweh Shai, okay, on executing these things. So Lord willing, hopefully that was edified. Let's give all glory and honor to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, or Kakadash. Double honors to teachers, others in the first great most like last work, so they put on the truth. Faithfully, fairly, feeding the sheep and new brothers and sisters tuning in. Shalom.
Shalom.